Listen, I don't know if y'all seen War of the Worlds, right? And I'm not talking about that movie that came out, I think in 2014. I think if I'm not mistaken, 2020 something with Tom Cruise. I'm not talking about that movie. I'm talking about War of the Worlds with Ice Cube. Yo, I just got done watching that movie on Amazon, and that movie was dope. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. At first, I thought it was like some type of game, video game type shit, because I'm like, War of the Worlds just says War of the Worlds, right? But it's not the same. I mean, I don't know if it's part two or if it's a remake to the Tom Cruise movie, right? But I'm not gonna sit here and lie. That John is really, really dope. If y'all haven't seen it, all right, I recommend y'all go watch it. It is on Amazon Prime right now. I think the movie came out, if I'm not mistaken, in let me see. It came out last year in 2025. All right, and y'all know what's crazy? This John really had me thinking. Because if y'all know, if y'all been following me, and I'm not gonna be here for long. I just wanted to get this out here, right? But if y'all been following me, I don't know if y'all remember when we did the live, right, where the boy was speaking about how Microsoft, right, they used DNA, because our DNA carries data, right? It carries a lot of data. And it's crazy how this movie right here, like it exposes a lot. I know, people see movies like Get Out, The End of Us, and stuff like that. I'm Him, but this movie right here with Ice Cube, I'm telling you, they got a part two to that, John. War of the Worlds. Let me see. Is it with Ice Cube? Yo, and they got a part two to this, John. Listen. It just got me thinking, because when I was listening to the bull, right, talk about how, Microsoft, right, they came up, the bull, I forgot what his name was. I know I got it up in some of my shorts, and it's also on one of the lives. But how they use, human DNA for data and stuff like that. Well, it's just crazy, right, on how this movie, right, they call it a Project Goliath, right? And on this movie, it talks about that. It's crazy, right? In the movie, right? This is a spoiler alert, so if you haven't seen the movie, right, I suggest just keep scrolling or something, because I'm about to do a little spoiler alert. But listen, I'm not gonna spoil the movie too much, all right? It's crazy how this, right? They show the movie, right, and they show the meteors coming down and stuff like that in the beginning, and you're thinking, this is another movie, alien invasion, and they make it seem like that too. But you got to really look at it. It's funny, right? How in one part of the movie they show you that these, alien invaders ain't nothing but damn robots put together, right? That are here, right, to make it look like aliens, and they're targeting all the areas that, store the most important data in the world, across the damn world, right? And it's also talking about how, if the grid shuts down, everything has to go back to Stone Age, yada, yada, yada. Yo, we've been talking about that a lot, right? And you know how they have a war. We got some trolls. I wasn't hoping to come on this joint, but I'm going to have to, man. And now the reason why I say we got some trolls, all right, is because of the way people come on this joint. You see where I'm coming from? They don't even take the time to listen what you're talking about. They just hop on this John. What's this? What you talking about? Who the fuck cares? That right there gets on my nerves. Like, what is this? Like, just listen and take the time. Like, for real, to understand what I'm saying. But yeah, man, it's crazy how we've been talking about that. And people, people are saying that the Jetsons era is coming, man. The Jetsons era has been here. All right, I had a few people that got mad at my baby pops at one point. And bye. It seems like we got people right now trolling around. They mama hurt their feelings when they was young, so they miserable, hiding behind keyboards. Nothing more than just keyboard warriors on this John crying. All right, trying to see if they can make somebody feel the same way they feel. Ain't that a shame? Hola, ¿cómo tú estás? What's up with you? Hold on one second, guys. All right. We had a little bit of an interruption. My bad, my bad, my bad. But back on to talking about the movie, right? Listen, y'all have got to watch this movie on Amazon Prime for real, for real. I didn't even know they had a part two. All right, but it is crazy how they expose a lot of stuff that's happening, within the government right now. And I've been saying it, man. I don't believe in no little blue or green, green little species. Is there something out there? They probably is, all right. But they ain't been able to really get through that. How can I say that? That little layer up there. I think everything is, how can I say, through the water. Right? That's the best way I could say it. I'm trying to, find the proper words so they don't strike my jaw again. But this movie is wild, is dope. Shout out to Ice Cube, all right? I think Ice Cube need to make more movies like this, all right? Talk about, how Microsoft does the uses human DNA, all right, for data and much more. All right, it exposes the projects, right? It exposes what they're doing at NASA and much more. I just feel as though this is another great movie for people that that love watching movies to watch out there. Blessings to anybody in the chat. How y'all doing? Welcome to the live. My bad, my bad. I was a little caught up, yo. I think I was talking to somebody the other day, right? And I'm a little stuck like damn, man. Like Ice Cube actually survived in this movie. They didn't hunt him down. All right, they called him a whistleblower. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. And I feel as though it was kind of dope, like how him and his son had the same set of skills, right? His son was the hacker in this darn movie, all right, trying to open up the eyes of everybody. So it just shows you, right? And it shows you right there alone how the youth, people that keep saying, oh, the youth don't understand what's going on. The youth, we don't need to have these type of conversations around them, when I feel as though we should, because they're not dumb, they're not slow. All right, the conversations that don't need to be had around the youth are had around the youth, but the ones that we need to have around them, a lot of people don't have around them. So this shows you, how woke a lot of the youth is, all right? And not just that, man. It talks about the grid, yo. Like we talk about it a lot, just not on this. I mean, not just on this channel, right? But on other channels, on other platforms that I go and watch, right? And it's crazy that a lot of people keep thinking, right? Like, oh, it's gonna be a human, a human invasion. Da, da, da. No, even in this movie, it shows you that the government does these things themselves. All right, we nothing more than just, how can I say, human guinea pigs, for real, for real. They just test us to see, how far they can go with certain things. Um, it's like I said on one of the lives, all right? One way or another, like the unity is needed, all right? Like it's like Malcolm X, right? The only thing people understood from Malcolm X's message was by any means necessary, but it's way more than that. All right, it's the unity, the how can I say, right? Ownership, leadership, respect. I mean, listen, I could just keep going down the list. There's a whole bunch of shit that we need, that we can do, but we're not doing. All right, like if war came, we drop like flies. All right, a lot of people worried about the wrong shit, but this movie right here is deep, is dope, is it kind of like exposes everything that they're doing behind closed doors. How they they used the surveillance. How they was just suing TikTok because they say, oh, China's trying to how can I say, use your data to spy on you and stuff like that, man. Like we've been talking about this for years, how our own government is doing it to us. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all these apps and stuff like that. If you got a smart app or anything like that, man, right through your camera, they that at any given moment they could sit here and hack and see what's going on in your own home. All right, this movie, like, yo, shout out to Ice Cube once again. All right, I don't, did he produce this movie, or was it and if it's a remake to the Tom Cruise movie, they killed it, because this one, explains a little more than the Tom Cruise movie. And I know there was more of that, more movies like this. But if y'all have not seen it, man, go check it out. Amazon, War of the Worlds. They got part 1 and part 2. I'm about to go come see part 2, and then when I'm done it, then I come live again, and I think I'll give a little more commentary, all right, about it now. Once I see part 2. Hopefully part 2 is really a continuance, because it says the aliens return. Well, they're not no goddamn aliens. They nothing more than just robots, all right, trying to come and how can I say, erase the data, all right, that is currently here, so that everything can reset. All right, and get back to like the Stone Age era on some real shit. So it's like if you have all your memory stored on a computer and you don't have that John saved up like on a USB or actual photos, you're screwed. Everything gone. Like, yo, on this movie they show how they could just delete your whole Facebook, the internet could just be gone. And like we've talked about that, like, yo, people will go crazy without a damn gadget attached to their hip, yo. A phone, an iPad, a laptop. Like, it's crazy, man. But man, whenever y'all get a chance, make sure y'all go check out, all right, World of Worlds with Ice Cube on Amazon. Dope movie, dope movie, dope movie. All right, dope movie. He killed his John, all right? He killed it. All right. And I'm off this, John. I'll be back. I wasn't going to be long on here, man. I appreciate those that came through. Blessings to everybody that, stopped by. Hopefully y'all have a blessed and humble night. Continue to have a blessed and humble day. And a shorty out.